12 brand new electric vehicles are sitting on American dealer lots right now, and almost nobody wants to buy them. We are talking cars with 300, even 385 days of unsold inventory, discounted by thousands of dollars, built by Kia, Ford, Volkswagen, Dodge, Audi, Jeep, and Volvo. And the question tonight is simple. Are these the best deals of 2026, or are they warning you about something the dealers won't say out loud? Here's the backdrop in one breath. Back in September of last year, the federal tax credit of $7,500 disappeared. Just gone. And that single change ripped the floor out from under the entire electric vehicle market. In the first quarter of this year alone, new EV sales in the United States dropped 27% year over year, the sharpest decline this industry has seen since early 2020. Days of unsold inventory for EVs peaked at 130, 46% higher than gas-powered cars sitting on the same lots. That is the storm these 12 cars got caught in. Let's start counting them down. We start with the Kia EV6, a car that critics genuinely love. 800-volt charging, up to 310 miles of range, an interior that reviewers rave about. And yet, sales have collapsed nearly 46% compared to last year, with dealers now sitting on close to 450 days of unsold inventory in some markets. Here's the twist. This is not a bad car being punished. This is a good car stuck in a brutal traffic jam of competitors, all fighting for the same buyer, all wearing similar price tags after the tax credit vanished. Then you've got the Porsche Taycan, down 55% year over year, sitting on dealer lots for around 250 days. A car that drives better than almost anything else with a battery, now quietly begging for buyers because the luxury sedan shopper moved on to SUVs. And the Mercedes EQS, down nearly 60%, sitting even longer, a genuine flagship luxury sedan that Mercedes built to compete with Tesla, now discounted by tens of thousands of dollars because nobody is cross-shopping it the way the company hoped. Now here's where the pattern really starts to show its teeth. Audi's entire electric lineup in America collapsed by almost 90% this year. Not one model, the whole lineup. The Q8 e-tron is basically dead, zero meaningful sales. The Q4 e-tron down 95%. This is a legacy luxury brand watching its electric ambitions evaporate in real time, even while the actual hardware, the platform, the charging speed, remains genuinely competitive with anything from Hyundai or Kia. At this point, you should be noticing something. These aren't cheap cars because they're broken. They're cheap because the market moved faster than the manufacturers could react. Let's talk about the middle of the pack, because this is where things get personal for the average American driver. The Chevrolet Blazer EV dropped 82% year over year after Chevy made the baffling decision to strip out Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The Ford Mustang Mach-E, down roughly 50% through July, is now the last electric vehicle standing in Ford's American lineup after the F-150 Lightning got canceled. The Honda Prologue, a genuinely reliable crossover, is being discontinued entirely, with Honda now offering lease deals under $300 a month just to clear the lots before the model disappears for good. Here's your mid-video pause, because we are about to get into the cases that stop making sense on paper. If you're the kind of person who wants to know what's really happening under the hood of this industry before it hits your own driveway, stick around, because the next few cars on this list are where the story stops being about individual models and starts being about the entire structure of the American car market. And if that sounds like your kind of conversation, this is exactly the channel for it. Now, the extreme cases. The Fiat 500e is selling less than one car per day in the entire United States. Less than one. And despite that, Fiat actually raised the price for this year. Dealers responded by slashing up to $15,000 off remaining models, which tells you everything about who is really in control of pricing, and it is not the manufacturer. The Volkswagen ID.4 is down 96% year over year, the worst collapse of any mainstream electric vehicle in the country. Volkswagen is ending production of this car in Tennessee entirely, shifting the factory back to gas-powered vehicles. Some dealers are sitting on over a year's worth of unsold inventory. A car with 275 miles of range and genuine build quality essentially given away because the company itself walked away from it. The Jeep Wagoneer S skipped the entire next model year. Not delayed, skipped. 600 horsepower, a genuinely fast and luxurious electric SUV, and Jeep is offering nearly $8,000 in incentives just to clear what's left before relaunching a completely different version years from now. And then there's the Volvo EX30, a car that was supposed to be the affordable electric breakthrough for American buyers. Pitched under $35,000, tariffs forced Volvo to shift production from China to Belgium, and combined with the loss of the tax credit, the price jumped above $40,000. Volvo pulled it from the American market entirely. Dealer orders closed back in March. A car designed to be the people's electric vehicle, killed by trade policy before most Americans even knew it existed. Which brings us to the perfect case study, the Dodge Charger EV. This is the single worst-selling new car in America right now, with up to 385 days of unsold inventory in some regions, an 88% drop in sales year over year, 670 horsepower, 317 miles of range, the only electric muscle car on the market, and it is sitting on lots longer than almost any vehicle in the country, gas or electric. This one car tells the whole story. Traditional Dodge buyers want their engines to roar, not hum. Electric buyers default to Tesla or Hyundai, and Dodge is stuck in the middle, holding a genuinely powerful, genuinely unique car that almost nobody is choosing to drive home. So here's the real answer, the one the industry doesn't say out loud. These cars aren't cheap because they're bad. They're cheap because the federal incentive disappeared overnight. Because Tesla still commands roughly half of all electric vehicle sales in this country. Because legacy brands move too slowly on software and charging. And because dealers are now desperate enough to negotiate thousands of dollars off sticker price just to free up space on the lot. That desperation is your leverage. If you're actually shopping right now, ask yourself 3 things. Is this discount coming from the manufacturer or the dealer? Is the model being discontinued because that changes long-term support and resale value completely? And is the car unpopular because of the product itself or because of a market and a tax policy that has nothing to do with how well the thing drives? So here's the question for the comments tonight. Which one of these cars do you think the market has completely gotten wrong? And which one would you personally stay away from, even at half price? Because the smartest deal of 2026 might not be the electric vehicle everyone is talking about. It might be the one sitting quietly on a dealer lot that everybody already decided to ignore. And if you want to stay ahead of the next shift before it hits your own garage, this is exactly where we break it down first.